Everybody, welcome. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. We got a phenomenal show for you today. We got Justin Botrell from Bowline Sport Fishing, and we got Dave Farron from Deckhand Sports. And Justin, I know you've been busy, but my goodness, Dave Farron, you have been extremely busy. Showtime, all the shows across the United States you've been going to, and now you got a show coming up in Ventura. And we're going to be there represented. Robert and Mike Lewis will be hanging out in my booth. But talk about what's going on in the Deckhand sports world.
Yeah, we've been on a tear since the PCS. We did a fishing tournament, and then a show after that one down in San Diego. Last weekend we were at Day at the Docks, which is it's just an awesome atmosphere. Festive. Love all the people in San Diego. It's really family oriented. A lot of kids, families come out. And then we got Ventura coming up in 3 weeks. So yeah, we're excited. It's been awesome seeing everybody. Seeing a ton of your saltwater guy, seeing your saltwater guy tattoos. I mean, I think you've made it now. I think it's official. Like you are. You're the true fishing influencer now when people are putting tattoos on them. But we saw those guys. We saw Dan and Lisa.
Kim.
Yeah, they were awesome. Yeah, just seeing all the people coming to the booth saying hello. It's been super fun.
Dan could not believe how accommodating and how nice you were and how quickly you got that bag to him, because he was like, yeah, okay, Kim, we'll get the bag, but we're going to go fish on Wednesday. There's no way Dave's getting it to us Wednesday. And lo and behold, the bag showed up Tuesday. He couldn't even believe it. He peed his pants. He was so excited.
Yeah, and UPS we trust.
You what?
Did you see what Seawolf said?
I said in UPS we trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
we got it out.
Justin?
Dave, hold on, you're blocking this. There you go. You see what Seawolf said, Dave?
Got to get a Deckhand sports tattoo. Hell yeah, you do. He'll give you a free water bottle if you do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You'll get all the swag on that one.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing about Seawolf, though, you won't even be able to find it on him. His whole body's tattooed.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what's going on? Do you got any new products? That coffin, that air coffin, my goodness, so many people are just talking about how wonderful that is to have on their boat now. What's going on? That was your new product for this year. What do you got?
Yeah, that was the new line for this year. We typically release products in the summer.
Okay.
ICAST with their new product category. It's kind of the pace of this industry. So we've got a couple of things in the work, but nothing new to truly release now, other than if you didn't know about the air coffin, we're kind of mid-year on that one. And yeah, it's going great. It's just an amazing vehicle to deliver fish in and have fish. And Justin's got one. Yeah. Justin was the first one to catch a tuna and slip one in. So he was my lead guy on that one. And, I mean, it's just easy to slip it in right in the top, isn't it?
Yeah, this thing is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. We put 3 tunas in here.
What blows me away on that one is it's like 8 pumps. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like it is up. Like it's rigid.
That's because I don't know where the heck you came up with this air pump thing, but it's the heaviest duty air pump I've ever seen in my life. It's so heavy duty.
When we were looking at air pumps, there's these little small tiny ones, and I'm like, guy's gonna be sitting there trying to get it inflated, and it's like, let's just get a bigger one. And it's 5 to 8 pumps. You don't need a whole lot of air pressure either. You only need like 8 pounds. And yeah, kind of just looking at all those stand-up paddleboard guys on the beach, and at Dana Point Harbor, I go paddleboarding all the time, and I see them. I got a big fiberglass one, and I got to carry it, and it's heavy as heck. And I look at these guys that roll up on the inflatable ones, and like they're like pumped up and like in the water in 2 seconds, like effortless. I'm like, that's a good idea. And so how can we change the kill bags? So we're always going to innovate and change and try things out and see how it works, and see what gets hot. And having a kill bag that doesn't leak was a good start, and kind of going from there.
Yeah,
what's really cool is I think you're the only kill bag manufacturer that makes a kill bag for every single occasion. Every occasion. Seriously. From tuna, swordfish, marlin, yellowtail, kayaks, paddle boards. You can use it everywhere. And then what gets even better is, like I showed people a couple years ago, Deckhand Sports has one that you could just throw on your back, throw 7 lobsters in it, and off you go. Or if you don't want to put lobsters in it, you can put your clothes or whatever else. You go on a sport boat, or you just bring the bag, roll it up. It's really easily stored. And you can put your fish fillets in it. It's not going to leak.
Yeah. We didn't want to be just like a kill bag company. We weren't here to knock anybody off. We kind of changed the game, improved it, innovated. There was one bag, that we all know that was around for, 20-something years almost, and it's all we had. And so, we made do with it. And then, we made one that didn't leak and had a bunch of extra bells and whistles and kind of competes at the same price point. And from there it was like, well, what else can we do? And I'm a product guy. I love gear. I love, having the right gear, having all the tools for success. And when I thought about, okay, what's the next line of stuff we're going to do besides kill bags? We went to dry bags. I hop on the sport boat. I'm leaving in 3 weeks is the Ventura show, and then I'm going on the American Angler for a 3-day early season bluefin, probably down in some Mexican waters. They're starting to get them right now, so we're excited about that one. It's a Deckhand charter. I'd tell you all to sign up and come join, but it's already sold out. So there's a good crew, and it's real fun. And we got them last year, and 2 years ago got a couple. So it's that early bluefin in the season. It's gonna, it's hit or miss. And last year we hit pretty good. And so year 3, we're gonna see how it goes. But going on the sport boats, I was grabbing, I had bags, or I didn't want to bring luggage, and I just wanted something that it's always wet around the docks. It's wet on the boat when they're cleaning the boat off. It's always wet. And so from there we went dry bags, and we went reel bags and soft coolers, and we bring the coolers on the boat, and it's Deckhand craziness down there at the docks at San Diego. It's just, as now all the whole crew's got all the gear and all the friends and the customers that are now friends that we fish with, for multiple years. So there's just Deckhand gear. I need to come up with some luggage tags or something, because we can't tell apart all the different Deckhand gear, but it's fun, and we're just innovating, and it's good product, and it lasts, and it's got a warranty, and we're just having fun. And we got something new cooking right now, so we'll see in July when it drops.
Now that you just started saying all this stuff right now, it made me think of something new also that you can maybe do. To me, it sounds like a good idea, but
I love ideas.
So a lot of people actually go on these long range trips, and what do they bring their clothes in?
Hopefully Deckhand dry bags. Yeah.
So what if you made a suitcase Deckhand sports bag, or Deckhand sports suitcase?
I mean, we can. I've had a couple of guys say, "Hey, this bag's so big, I need some wheels on it." So we've had some of those conversations for sure. Personally, if you can get it from the parking lot, to your spot in line, God bless the Deckhands. They do the rest. Yeah. They push carts. They load the gear. If you tip them right, they'll even take it to your stateroom. So,
yeah. Someone asked on here a little while ago, where did you come up with the name Deckhand Sports?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I've never been a deckhand, but at times I've definitely felt like one, an unpaid one. My dad's got a big sport fisher, not big, but he's got a sport fisher down in San Diego. And, he's driving the boat. I'm the one grabbing lines and, doing all the work. I'm the one filleting on the back deck for my kids. After we come back from the 9 mile, get some yellowfin or bluefin. So definitely felt like a deckhand my whole life. And then I got my own boat, and we'll go out, and I might be the captain, but I'm definitely one deckhanding, doing the rigging, tying knot. I need some of my buddies to just learn how to tie a knot, and it would just save 90% of the work. But yeah, you're kind of always a deckhand, whether you're the captain or not. And then separately, like I said, I go on the sport boats a lot, and if you got a good captain or even a halfway decent captain, you'll never see him because he's up there working and he's grinding and he's trying to find fish and he's talking and he's, you know, he used to be on the radios. Now he's just on a text message, you know, with Starlink, but they're working the zone and trying to find the fish. So, you know, you'll see the captain at the meeting. And then as soon as, you know, we leave the harbor, you might see him one or twice more until it's back to the harbor at the end of the trip. And it's the deckhands who are going to like make and break your trip. And that's, if we're catching fish, they're going to, you know, you might have that personal best. They're going to help you down the rail. They're going to talk you through it. Heck, they might have already started helping you by, hey, let me show you this knot, or let me show you how to tie this, or you want me to do your connection, or hey, you know, everyone's using 300s, but I fished that 250. We got them all on the 250 grams last week. So just all that info. The deckhand fishes every day. I'm not that great of a fisherman, but I can catch fish, and I know one thing: that deckhand catches more fish than I'll ever catch, and he's out here every day. So whatever he says, I listen. If he goes, hey, let me tie a knot, sure, I can tie all the knots, but I'm happy to let him tie it all day long. And so your trip kind of starts with the deckhands loading your gear. They're helping you rig, and then when you're fishing, they're with you elbow to elbow. And then if we're not catching, then the deckhand's really the one that they're entertaining. They're doing song and dance. They're doing anything they can to make this trip better until we can get out some fish. And I got some really good buddies that are now, you know, true friends that they call and text. And when they come in, they get an off week, I see them that are deckhands on the boats. You know, some of my closest guys are on the Royal Star and the American Angler that I fish a lot. But you know, we got some boys on the Islanders and some other boats that are just some awesome guys that, you know, love fishing just like I do. And it's always great to see them. So it's kind of a little bit of we're a deckhand ourselves on our own boats, and then a little bit of a tribute to the real deckhands who are out there working and grinding all the time. And I'd even mention, like, you know, the guys helping, you know, whether it's you or Pablo or any other 4-pack out there. You know, Drew's an awesome guy with Billy K. You know, shout out to Drew. So just all the deckhands out there, they're grinders. So that's where it came from.
So
And
that's really cool.
That is cool that you recognize the deckhands, because they are the unsung heroes of the boat. They're the ones that make it flow, and they're the ones that make it happen. Yeah, up in the wheelhouse, a lot's riding on our shoulders. But if your deckhands aren't in the game, or if they have an attitude, they affect everything that flows on the boat. So being the name Deckhand Sports, for me, being in the industry as long as I have, that is an awesome name that you came up with. And then the fact that you spend so much time dealing with the different boats that you've been on and all that stuff. Like, I talk about this all the time, Dave, the tie downs. That is a humongous thing, gang, because some of the older bags that we used to use, there's no way to secure them to the boat. I've had bags with fish in them hanging off the swim step. And it's like one of the scariest things when your clients paid $4,000 or $5,000 to go fishing with you, and you got the bag and it's in the water hanging by one string, and the other string is hanging onto that handle that you know is going to give up any second. And you were doing 25 knots back to the, so Dave,
I was going to say, you put it in gear and it's sagging off the back of the swim step. And yeah,
it's incredible. So I talk about that all the time with Justin and with Pablo and with Al. They all got a different boat, but your bags fit perfect on all their boats. And then as you get in the center consoles, gang, and all the other things that are out there, everything you've thought about it all the way through. And then last Friday, we had Tim Ekstrom, co-owner of the Royal Star, co-owner of the processing plant.
I saw him that day at the docks. He stopped. I fish with Tim. Tim's awesome. And Tim's son was in baseball. I played some college ball. And so I love Tim, and I get along. Great conversation. He came by the booth the day at docks. He's like, hey, did you see the show? I'm like, what show? And he's like, I was on with Captain Dave. I'm like, No, I missed it. I was working and doing stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you got to check it out." He goes, "Yeah, we were talking all about you." And yeah, Fisherman's Processors. They came on board. They brought in a bunch of bags. Turns out people catch a lot of fish and need a cooler to take it home, especially, and they don't want it leaking all over their car. So
No, and I tell you what I was trying to say is Tim and his partner Randy and Brian, they came up with the RSW system. So they know fish, how to take care of fish.
oh yeah,
And when you get co-signed by Tim Ekstrom and the gang at Fisherman's Process, you're done. That's it, gang. You don't have to look any farther because Tim's not putting his endorsement on a product that he doesn't believe in 100%. And then to have him talk about, see, I didn't even know. So when we played your little advertisement,
yeah,
then we came out of it and Tim blew me and Elliot away. He's like, dude, we have a whole bunch of those at the plant right now. We are totally in with Dave Farron. We got this.
yeah.
So that is a pretty cool endorsement. You got to put that feather in your cap and wear it well. My hat would have Royal Star right on the side.
Yeah. No, that was all recent. As the season's starting to kick off, they wanted to bring it in, and him and his son Duke, they use the product, know it from a individual situation, and then as far as Fisherman's Process, they wanted to stock it and be able to offer that to anybody who needed the coolers. And it turns out you can catch a lot of fish, and you're going to need a cooler and somewhere to put it. And, it happens all the time there at the landings, all the stores. Guys don't realize, that's a good problem to have. Shoot, I caught didn't expect to catch this much fish and need somewhere to put it. So, yeah, it's great. And Tim and the Star and all those boys on there, love those guys. So,
yeah. And then Justin, you use the Deckhand sports bag. I'm trying to find the video we had with Rylan. I don't know what I did with it. I think this is it. No, sorry. I thought I had it. I don't know what I did with it. I thought nope, I don't have it. Where he put his first deer he ever got in the Deckhand sports bag. Elk, excuse me, elk, not a deer.
It actually went in this bag right here that I have.
Yeah.
It was the
that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was special.
We've considered coming out with a sister brand that's more hunter oriented. But I'll be honest, like I've grown up fishing with my dad. Like I'm just not a hunter. Like, I don't know that world. So, but love to try. Love to get into it. Open to anything. So I think those bags might have a little bit more camo.
Absolutely. Real quick, gang, I want to just bring this up. I want to thank everybody for yesterday. That was just an absolute unbelievable experience. We got 4 sand bass. We're going to be able to have 4 sand bass. We're going to be able to take home 4 sand bass. That's a huge accomplishment. So you should all give yourselves a pat on the back. I want to thank you all for coming and being a part of the meeting and sharing what you thought, and everybody that conducted themselves in a nice manner. Thank you all very, very much. And that was a great meeting. And I'm just going to put this out there. Thank you all very, very much for being there and conducting yourself in a professional manner. And we appreciate everyone helping us get that 4 sand bass. It's going to help out the season. It's going to help out the industry, and we're going to be able to fish this summer. So everybody that showed up, thank you very much. And then I want to tell you guys something, and maybe Dave Farron doesn't even know I'm going to say this, but May 15th is official Don Hansen Day. We've been celebrating May 15th as Don Hansen Day since my father passed away. Dave, we're doing a special day. I have already 10 spots filled. We're going to bring 10 more people on the Clemente out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. We would love for you to come with us, Dave, as one of the sponsors. You just kind of hang out with everybody, meet all the people. There's the original 10 that were with us last year, and we're going to bring 10 extra people. If you want to be one of those 10 people, go ahead and give me a call at 949-374-0786. And Dave, if you would like to come on May 15th, you'll be my guest on the boat and hang out. You can throw a line in the water with us. And
Oh man, I'd love to, but like I just talked about, I'll be getting back on the American Angler that morning. So
you
that's
don't think your wife will let you just jump right back on another boat?
boat to
Oh,
boat. I'm actually thought about like, yeah, I think I could make that, but logistics, getting in 6 a.m. at San Diego, getting there with the whole crew. Yeah, logistically. Otherwise, if I could make it work, I'd be there in a heartbeat. Yeah, I love the boats and off Dana Wharf. It's awesome.
and then Tut, Justin, you won't even believe this. Tut, for the biggest fish on the trip, Tut's giving away a 3-day trip for two. Or a 3-day trip for one person.
What?
That's
What?
going to be the jackpot on Don Hansen Day.
Really? Are we going to do like we did last year, groups again?
Yep.
We're going to have a competition who wins?
Yep, we're going to have a bunch of prizes, a bunch of the sponsors. Dave Farron will be giving away some gifts.
Yep.
Promar will be giving away some gifts. Okuma will be giving away some gifts. ReelQuick will be there showing off his products on the boat. You guys will be able to fish with it. He's invited. Daniel will be on the boat with some of his products so you can see it and touch it and feel it and be a part of it. There'll be Deckhand sports products on the boat. You can feel it, touch it, be a part of it. It's going to be a big event. Don Hansen Day, my sister and my brother Michael stepped up to the plate, and they're allowing us to use the Clemente this year, which is so totally appropriate because the Clemente was the boat in all the commercials, all the T-shirts forever and ever until the Dana Pride was built. The Clemente was my father's pride of the fleet. He built that in Huntington Beach, right where he built the Sun Fun a few years before. In '64, he built the Clemente in Huntington Beach, right in front of the Huntington Beach power plant right there. When you guys drive by it, there's that big flat area in front of the power plant. That's where he built the Clemente. We're going to all go out and fish on the Clemente. My dad and I worked together on the Clemente back in the 70s and 80s. It's just going to be a phenomenal day. May 15th. I can bring 10 more people. If you call me up, I'll tell you the price. And the first 10 people that's going to fill up. We already got 10 spots, so I didn't even have to tell anybody. So the other 10, and then my sister's going to join us next Friday, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Don Hansen Day is very near and dear to the family. So I don't want to start crying, but it's a big deal, gang, and I hope that you can join us. And I hope there's and Lisa, don't worry, we got you a spot, honey. You're going to be on the boat. Don't worry.
I had the pleasure of meeting your sister in person finally at that CCA night out at Todd Manson Marine a couple weeks ago. And it was nice to meet her and chat with her and her husband and all the people at that CCA. It was like a mixer, whatever they called it. It was awesome.
Yeah, and she enjoyed meeting you. She was pretty blown away that you were so approachable and that you live in her hometown.
I was gonna say, turns out we're like neighbors.
She's like, Dave lives right down the street. Yeah, that's what she said. Dave lives right down the street. Crazy. And I am super sad, Jeanette, that you can't make it, but we will be live, so you'll be able to watch it.
People are asking, is Pablo going to be on time?
I saw that.
We should have an under-over on that. We should have a side bet on the under-over on what time Pablo will arrive. But Pablo will be there. Captain Al Clowers will be there. Justin will be there. Kelly Girl is doing everything she can to be there. The thing about what we're doing is we're flying to Iowa for Kelly's son's graduation. He's graduating in Oskaloosa, Iowa, with a degree in engineering. He is already a surveyor for the city of Oskaloosa, but he graduates on the 9th. We're flying back for that graduation. Then we're flying right back into town on the 11th. Then we got to jump on a plane and fly up to Southern California to go fishing for Don Hansen Day. So Kelly Girl's doing everything she can. She wants to be there really bad. You know how it is. We just got to see how that all plays out, but I will definitely be there. And Justin will be there, Pablo and Al, and we'll have lots of stuff for everybody. It's going to be a fun trip. And Wayne's going to bring the kid rod, that little rod again. And hopefully Justin brings Rylan again, because like I always say, you learn way more on a sport boat than you ever learn at school.
Well, don't tempt me taking him out of school, okay?
What?
Don't tempt me to take him out of school.
Yeah, well, I think he was going to learn way more with us than he'll ever learn in a classroom.
I don't even call him in sick anymore. I just say he couldn't show up. Don't ask questions. He couldn't show.
And if you guys, a couple of weeks ago on Thursday, you saw my oldest son talking about how wonderful it was to grow up and get out of school and go hang out with dad on the boats. And they learned how to be real citizens on the planet Earth and good stewards of the planet and conservation and all those cool things that they try to explain to them in class, but it doesn't transfer unless you're out there on the water, right, Dave Farron?
I just had that conversation last night with my wife, who's a school teacher. Said, "Well, we can't take them out of school. They've already missed a couple days too many this year." And I said, "They're going to learn more fishing at this. We're doing a striper catch and kill at a Metropolitan. They have these reservoirs in Havasu, and so we got invited. Our friend of ours is an employee, and so they do a catch and kill for the invasive stripers. And so with that, we get to go on a lake that has no pressure 50 weeks a year. And then on the 51st and 52nd weekends of the year, it's wide open aquarium fishing. So I'm taking the boys and my buddy, we're gonna hop out and go to Havasu, and they're gonna miss Monday's school. And I said they're gonna learn more doing this than they will that Monday at school. So, and if we're lucky, we might get them in for half day, but I think they're going to miss.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. Yes, indeed. And Dan Smith just jumped on here with his wife, Kim, and they're saying they got their new bag last Tuesday and put it to work on Wednesday, Dave.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I got some fish. Good job. That's awesome.
John Stanley said we're going to need the biggest deckhand kill bag for all of Lisa's hats.
Absolutely. Lisa does have a plethora of hats, just going through all those hats on a lobster trip. Can you imagine how many hats we're going to see on a 10-hour, 3/4 day fishing trip? That's going to be incredible.
So now that we have Dave Farron on here, everyone, Deckhand Sports, does anyone have any questions about the kill bags or anything at all?
Yeah, that's kind of important. You guys got him here. It's not at the trade show. There's not a million people trying to talk to him. You got him right here. You got Omar screaming in the background.
Deckhand Sports at the PCS show had the biggest line, bigger than the line coming into the show. It was crazy.
We're very busy. It's nice that everybody wants to come and stop by and say hi and check out what's going on with the product. So yeah, PCS was super busy.
and Bill DePriest putting you in that position right there. My goodness.
Yeah.
You think back to when you were like, I'm going to be in the hangar. You're like, I better be in the hangar now. Huh?
Yeah. We were down the aisle on a little 10 by 20 that I couldn't afford and hoped this thing was a go. And at PCS that first year, the sales were awesome, and it knew, this company's a real deal. The products, the real deal. But kind of back to what you were saying about all the benefits and features and all the connection points on the bag and the handles and the D-clips and all that stuff. I got all that insight onto what the bag needed to become and like what it is now from that first PCS show. And it was just talking with guys. Heck, it was Dave Marciano on the ice baffles, those foam blocks, talking with him. Seacrest brought him over to the booth and we chatted. There was all these other guys, one guy, I got a Cabo 31 Express swim step. I need to pin it to the cleats, but I hate how the bag sags off the back. How would you prevent that? Well, just put some D-clips on the bottom and pin it to the transom. And it just was like conversations like that, just ongoing throughout that show. After 4 days, and that's one thing I learned, as a fisherman, like everybody loves talking about how they fish and on what boat they fish. And if it's their boat, every boat owner loves talking about their boat. That's their real baby. And I got all the different ways and things I wasn't even thinking about because I got a catamaran. So mine's a power cat, it's a World Cat. So if you see a World Cat out of Dana Point, that might be me. But Yeah, we don't even have a swim step. We don't have a transom. We got 2 sponsons and a deck on top. So um, we throw our kill bag. I got fish boxes, and my boat's built to fish. But the problem with my boat, those fish boxes are huge. They're as big as the 72-inch bag, but they're not insulated, so they just burn ice super quick. So I throw the kill bags in there, and then when we get fish, pop out the kill bags, start using them and deploy them. And if we need some deck space, depending on what's happening, we can put the fish with the kill bag with the fish, that 72, in down into the fish box, get it out of the sun, got plenty of room, and now we're really holding good ice, all the good things, and having that deck space. But at that first PCS show, I really learned, like, you're gonna fish different than I fish on a different boat than I fish on. So we just need a ton of options, and yeah, it kind of went from there. And then Bill let me get a bigger booth, and I think he was happy to do it. And then after last year, he's like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" And I said, "I don't ever want to leave that spot. I want to make the hangar like I want to, like, whether people who are, I don't, it doesn't matter who's coming to the hangar. If there's other great companies, or if it's just me, I'll make the hangar an island, and people aren't gonna know I'm always gonna be in the hangar right at that where the door opens. Just don't put a big 47-foot Freeman in front of me."
Right. John Stanley wanted to ask you a question. What's the best way to keep these clean? What's the do's and don'ts of cleaning them?
Yeah, just some fresh water, a little bit of Dawn soapy water. Obviously, the biggest thing would just be to attack that right away. Don't, once you're done using the bag, some guys, like I, like to let the fish sit in the bag for 24 hours. But just once you're done, pull the fish and do your fillet. And once the bag's been emptied, to really just get in there, get some water pressure, hose it out, get any of the gunk in there out of there, and then just make sure it's a fresh water rinse. And if you got a little bit of light soapy water, hit it with a little brush, a medium brush, and kind of clean it out. And then the biggest thing is, and I don't care if it's a Deckhand kill bag or a piece of luggage that you use to go to Cabo and back with, the zipper is always going to be the Achilles heel of any bag. So just take care of that zipper, and it'll take care of you. So hit it with some fresh water, put a little bit of that lube on it. You can buy that zipper lube and pay way too much, or any kind of silicone lube would work just fine. Just hit those teeth with some lube, run the zipper back once or twice, let it air dry out, roll it up, put it in the roll strap, and put it back on the boat or wherever you're going to store the kill bag till you go out next time.
I'm so glad you mentioned that zipper, because what we used, and tell me if this was right or wrong, for years with the other bags, not yours, because I was lucky enough to have yours because I got out of it before you built them, but we used beeswax.
Yeah.
And every morning I would have my crew, we had 4 of them on the bow of the yacht I was running, full of ice, because that's the only way we could carry all the ice for those stupid bluefin. And I would have them every morning. One of the crew members' job was to beeswax the hell out of the zippers. You just had to.
Yeah.
Is that good for yours?
Yeah. Even Vaseline or any products like that. Yeah. Little oil-based lubrication. Use anything water-based. It'll likely just rinse off real fast. With any, especially if it's on a bow and you're taking spray. But yeah.
My biggest
Starbright makes a zipper lube tube. That's I got a couple in my drawer on my boat, but anything WD-40 yellow silicone, that works as well too. You're not going to hurt the bag. You're not going to hurt the material. It's it's 1000 TPN. It's going to be just fine. But yeah, I just hit the teeth, run it back and forth, and at the end of the day, if all you did was just hit it with some fresh water each time, especially if your boat's trailered or it's the bag's going to live indoors. If you just hit it with fresh water, you're going to be 90% ahead of the game as far as anyone else is concerned, because those teeth are going to be cleaned off, and they're going to last, and that's what you want. You want them to last. But should something happen, and anything's possible, and you always get those buddies on there that have one too many muscles, and they'd won too many beverages, and I can shut this bag, and they're forcing it. They rip out a teeth or a zipper pull or something. You know, the bag's got a 1-year warranty. So we warranty everything. You know, there's a bad apple on every tree. So with our production, you know, we've been super fortunate. You know, and we have really great factory that does amazing quality control. But every once in a while you get one that's bad, and you know, we'll make it right, and that's why you get a 1-year warranty, and we'll get it to you as soon as possible, and it's no big deal. You know, sorry for the inconvenience of it, but we'll make it right, and you can trust us with it. So
yeah, that's all we've ever heard from, and I only heard it from 2 members, but the 2 members, Mike Lewis, and then I can't remember the other person, they were just blown away by, you don't even need to hear the story. Here's your bag.
yeah,
Don't even need a story. You stand behind your product like nobody's. I haven't heard of anybody standing behind their product like you. Like you just said, who's going to tell you that if your buddies have too many soda pops and they rip the zipper, all you got to do is call Dave, he's going to replace it? That's kind of crazy to think about that you're willing to do that for the people. And then John Stanley has a great question, and I don't think this is possible. Can you roll it back up the way that it rolled up when it got delivered?
it's a good joke we always say at the PCS show or any show. Does it roll up, and we'll show them, and then we say, you always get one good roll from us, and the rest is on you.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, they actually roll up a lot easier than you think. I mean, you get a little physical with them, but if you're not scared to, right, you put a little body weight on it, it rolls up nice and clean. That strap, you just bring it on over, and you know, they can get as small as you're willing to put the effort in to make them, and they'll get pretty tight and be a nice unit to store, or, you know, travel with or take down to the dock. So yeah, it's kind of what you're willing to put up with. If you want a big floppy bag because you didn't want to, you know, roll it up that tight because you don't care and you're just hopping to the truck, yeah, it's no big deal. But I like mine nice, night and tight. So, you know, I'll get down on my knee and really get into it and pack it up tight. But yeah, as far as everyone else's bags go, you're on your own after that first one.
You're done. You're done. Gang, I'll just let you know we got 6 spots left for Don Hansen Day. We already got rid of 4 of them. That happened just like that. I'm telling you, it's going to sell out. It's May 15th. We're going on the Clemente. We're only taking 20 people. The boat fishes 60. I ran it many, many days with 60 people on there. 20 is going to be like a dream. The galley itself sets 30 people. It's going to be incredible. And the price of the fishing trip, you just have to call me up if you want to know what it's all about and what we're doing, because there's all kinds of different stuff going on as far as the trip goes. But it's to celebrate my father and the creation of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. May 15th is a very, very symbolic day for my family. That was the day my dad ran the first sport fishing boat out of Dana Point Harbor. We were the very first business in Dana Point Harbor. I don't care what your sisters, brothers, aunts, cousin told you. We were the very first business. We ran our boats off of the little pier in the very back of the harbor before they built our docks. We sold our tickets out of a trailer in a dirt. The whole harbor was dirt. We were the only business there. We moved our boats from the San Clemente Pier in 1971, and May 15th was the first day of operation for Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. So it's a very big day, a very spectacular day, and you want to join us. It's going to be really incredible. All our sponsors are going to be involved. Even though Dave Farron's going to be coming back from the Royal Star, believe me, you'll know Deckhand Sports. You'll see plenty of that product on the boat. And also, gang, the fun, the camaraderie. Justin will be there. Pablo will be there. Al will be there. I will be there. So you'll all get to meet all the guys that you listen to on the show every day. And it's just going to be a fun-filled day. We may even catch a fish. You never know. But believe me, we'll be able to give that captain a bunch of crap. I'm just kidding.
Is there going to be your saltwater guide captain's little contest? Losers got to jump in the water, or was there any skin in the game for who catches like a little? Is there a side jackpot? Like,
yeah, well, what we do is
you guys need to come up with.
We team up. We take
Okay.
take the passengers
Yeah.
and team Justin, team Al, team Pablo, and then they fish
I like
against
that.
each other. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. And then we'll have an under over bet on what time Pablo will show up, which is always fun. And hopefully we don't have to come back from the bait barge and pick him up, but it could happen. And then we'll all go to John's Fish Market afterwards. So those of you that can't join us on Don Hansen Day on the boat, you got work or you got something, I understand life. You can all come and have dinner with all of us. We all go to John's Fish Market afterwards. Shayla puts on a heck of a spread. It's really fun. We all hang out. We have a bunch of tables outside. We hang out, tell stories, and talk. And there's some tears from the family. And we'll be in Don Hansen Square celebrating the life of my father. It'll be pretty cool.
Might have to slide down for that one.
Yeah, bring the kids and come down and have dinner with all of us. That'd be rad. Because you'll just be back in town. You got to do something for the family.
I was gonna say, if I'm still awake and not just totally taxed from the zombie bluefin fishing, I'll definitely slide over.
Nice. That'd be cool. Right, Justin? How fun is that dinner afterwards, buddy?
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I was just looking at the comments. There was another comment or question for Dave Farron earlier, is any new products coming out?
Yeah, we nothing to disclose right now, but we got a couple things in the work. It's funny, we're talking about sport boats, 3/4 days, 1-day boats. Got something we're working on.
Very cool.
Yep. Always. He's always trying to make life easier for all of us. Absolutely. He's always on the cutting edge. Those dry bags that you make sure do come in handy on Justin's boat when everyone's lobster fishing, right, Justin?
Yeah, not just for lobster fishing, though. It's for everything. Literally everything. If you get off the boat and you have a big bag of fillets, where are you going to put it? Normally people just carry it in that clear bag and they walk away. Oh, look what I got. Instead, keep it cold instead of sitting out in the 90-degree weather. Well, when we have 90-degree weather, if we're going to have that. Instead of holding it in your hand, just put it in that bag, throw it on your backpack, grab a little bit of ice from whatever boat you're on if they have it, throw it in there with it. It's not going to leak.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's the lowest profile way to do it. Absolutely. When I hopped on your boat, we did that. We did the lobster, and remember we got that big one. It was a couple years ago. I had that cooler on board, and that cooler was convenient to bring home my little take of the pot. So yeah, whether it's the dry bags, the soft coolers, or we have that 36-inch kill bag. That's great for bass, or if the mahi ever come back again, with those, that smaller grade stuff. That bag's perfect, and it's kind of the profile of it's almost like as tall as it is wide. So it's not so much linear and rectangular. It's more square. It's a nice little shoulder bag that can be doubled up as a cooler, or a transport for any kind of catch or something like that. So, and it's at a great price point that it's starting to become super popular. PCS was loving it. We moved a bunch of those units there too. It's just fun. Just fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. And we went out lobster. Someone just mentioned this. So Seawolf, Brent Mitch, he came on the boat while we went lobster fishing. We caught a thresher shark and put it in the bag. I don't know if you've seen it, but we put it in the bag. We filmed it also, but we can't play it because every other word is a F-bomb. So he hid in the bag inside of the 48 on the back of my swim step. I think it's a 48, right, on my swim step?
No, I think he had a 72.
Oh, is it 7? Yeah, it's 70. It has to be to go ahead.
So yeah, maybe it's 72. So he was inside of the kill bag, or 60.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was inside the kill bag with the thresher shark when we started doing the live show, and he jumps out with the thresher shark of the kill bag. F this, F that, blah blah blah, F. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, man, you nailed those threshers. We hooked that one. That was fun, man. You got that game dialed down, just like the lobsters.
Thanks.
Yeah, you do. I can't believe more people don't want to go. So do you have your trip filled for tomorrow?
Not yet. I still have, if anyone wants to jump on tomorrow, $200 per person. We're going to go halibut fishing, and then we're going to go fill up the Deckhand kill bag with some rockfish. So, yeah, tomorrow morning.
And the weather looks great tomorrow morning, so it should be a fun day out on the water with Justin up there in Long Beach Harbor. Gang, how many spots do you have? Is there 2 or 1?
2.
So there you go, gang. Grab your son or daughter or your spouse and go fishing with Justin tomorrow. I don't know if you're going to find a 4-pack charter boat in California for $200 a person to go. I don't know who's doing that. I don't know anybody that's doing that. So you might want to check that out. Justin, tell everybody how to get a hold of you, because I think you're going to sell this thing out before the show's over.
951-703-9442.
Isn't that rad? Isn't that spectacular, gang, to go fishing with Justin?
All the bait, rods, everything are all included. So all you have to do is bring something to eat and drink. That's it.
Yeah, going to be super comfortable too on that boat.
I know. Yeah, it's not a little small 4-pack. It's a bigger boat. So
she's nice. That's a deal. Heck, I'd go if I didn't have 2 Little League games and a game I got to umpire.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like we have 4 spots available for Don Hansen Day. That was quick, and I don't think those will go. But the big thing is going with Justin tomorrow, gang. I don't know if you've watched what's going on. Fish are biting. There's really been some really phenomenal halibut catches right out in front of Justin's backyard. And then as far as rock fishing goes, Justin's got that area pretty dialed in. There's a lot of spots right there that most people don't even know are there. So check that out. Get out there and go check that out and see what you can do. Just being out there on the boat with Justin. And then another thing that's kind of cool that we do, and Dave Farron knows, and when you go with Justin, you're going to be live out on the water. So your friends and family and spouse and everybody can see you fishing. So that's kind of a cool deal. You don't have to come home and tell the story, what happened yesterday on the boat. You're live. And then also your spouse or your kids know where you're at. They can watch you. They're like, there they are. They're right there. We know exactly where they are. Right, Justin?
Yep. 100%.
And what time are you thinking about leaving, so they know?
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the morning.
And then don't even ask the question of when are you going to be in. If you have to ask that question, you can't.
If you ask the question what time we're coming in, it's 10 a.m.
You can't go.
When the boat gets back, that's when we get back.
Right.
Yep. And I can't guarantee it, but you're probably going to catch fish. So probably.
Brent wants to know any mahi.
Yeah.
Mahi, oh my goodness. Did you hear the story about that, Dave?
Yeah. I was watching. Yeah.
Holy moly.
That guy was very, very angry with Justin that he wouldn't take him half-day mahi fishing.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, man.
Not going to happen.
Nope.
That's one thing I'll never do. I'll never BS anybody, except for Dave Hansen.
Thank you. So, gang, one thing I want to
one spot left.
We're going to throw this QR code up here on the screen. It's right in front of Justin. We've been talking with Dave Farron, the owner and creator of Deckhand Sports, one of the most spectacular, if not the best in the world, kill bags and dry bags and air coffins. Just talk about your product real quick. I threw the QR code up there and let everybody know they can save.
Yeah, that's the best deal we got going. We're in all the landings and the tackle shops. I don't drop a whole lot of discounts and promo codes at all anymore, but the Your Saltwater Guide 15 is the best one going. So yeah, obviously we got the full line of kill bags going from a 90-inch cow bag all the way down 72, 60, 48, 36. The air coffins are a game changer, inflatable air coffins. If you want a rigid cooler, when you need it, but something that can pack away. And then as far as whether you're a private boater, going on a buddy's boat, or hopping on a sport boat, we got all the dry bag gear you need to keep your gear dry and organize. Whether it's a 1 day, all the way up to a 7-day bag. We kind of named it based on sport boat days. You go on a 1 day, a 3 day, a 5 day, a 7 day. Kind of gives you an idea of what the bag will hold. And then we got our soft coolers and other fishing accessories, and everything's available at deckhandsports.com.
And when you guys enter through that QR code, you don't have to put in the code, but if you enter while you're driving around, Spotify, Apple, Megaphone, you're listening to this in your car, to get the discount, what do they put in for the code?
YSWG15.
There you go, gang. And when you're over there, you're just going to be blown away. The website is put together so professional, so easy to navigate, which nowadays, Dave, that's kind of the big deal I've learned with my app and my website and all the different things. If it's not easy to navigate, people come in and leave because they can't purchase. When you're on Dave's website, it's pretty easy. And there's a lot of us older guys that go in there. If we can't figure it out in a couple seconds, we're on our way to the next hotspot, baby. So
we do our best. Yeah, it's a pretty good system. I love it on our back end of it as well. And we ship out of I'm out of San Clemente. That's where our headquarters is. But operations, warehousing, and shipping's out of Camarillo. So anyone basically ordering California, we can get it to you in a day. We have about a 48-hour processing and handling. But in a pinch, we get an email or a note. We'll get some out that same day, get it to you the next day. If you got a fishing trip, we do everything we can to make it happen. And so far, so good. I just had a guy, hey, I'm going to be in La Quinta for 2 days. I'm out of Canada. I want your kill bags. Can you time the shipping so we can get it to you? And we made it happen. So yeah, any special requests, we're happy to, do our best to accommodate. And for the most part, it's pretty easy.
So Brent asked the question, what kill bag would you recommend for 2 30-pound halibut?
I'd do the 48-inch.
There you go, Brent. 48-inch kill bag. You could put more than 2 30-pound halibut there, though.
Yeah. The 48, it's definitely your SoCal bag. Unless you told me you're specifically like I'm always a guy that I'd rather have a little more and not need it than need it and not have it. So
yep.
Unless you're telling me, oh, we're only going bluefin fishing, which I love you if you're that person. I'm that guy too. But yeah, if you're just looking for that home run bag for SoCal, start with that 48, and if it's not enough for you, we got one bigger for you. You can go up to the 60 and onto the 72 and get that kite out for the 90-inch. So,
yep. So another question is from Brian. He said, what is the science behind the air coffin? Do you have stats for how cooler they are compared to other bags?
They compete right along next to, as far as like empirical third-party testing from an, ISO rated lab. Now we haven't spent the money, but we've definitely put it, bags, next to each other, and whether it's been in the garage or been in the backyard in direct sunlight, and tested the, how long it'll hold ice for, and kind of what rate the ice drops off at. And it's kind of, we claim that our bags hold ice for 4 days or more. And that fourth day, once we get to that fourth day, it really depends on the ambient air temperature. Is that bag in direct sunlight? Is it on the bow of the boat? Is it, below deck? Is it in the garage? What are the conditions? But about that fourth day is when we start seeing that ice melt starting to really, really happen, and we start losing ice. But we've had ice for 7 days in San Diego. I got 4-pack guys saying there's still ice in the bag and it's been 7 days. So, with the air coffins, air is a great insulator as well. So it has wherever the air chamber frame isn't, there's closed cell marine grade closed cell foam, and that it's not as much as the kill bags, but you also have those air channels along next to it that act as great insulators as well. So the air coffins are roughly, because we didn't have it tested at a third-party lab, hold ice for about 3 days, and the kill bags are about 4 days, and everything else it's plus or minus, but it depends on, are you in Lake Havasu and it's 120 degrees, or are you in San Diego and it's 62 degrees outside and overcast and beautiful? So that's where we're at on the science. If you need any more, happy to give you a kill bag and you can go get it tested.
So Jason Cutter had a very good comment. He said, air is, like you said, air is a very good thermal barrier.
Yeah.
Whoa, open comment.
Yeah, all those inflatable domes they use, especially in the Arctic, stuff like that. Yeah.
He said that's why they use it in double pane windows.
Yeah. Yes.
And then Tim Ogilvy wanted me to ask you a question. You ever think about making Deckhand Sports rod sleeves?
We make them.
Yeah, I was
there
all
you
waiting.
go. They already make them, Tim.
Yeah, we got 11 colors.
There you go. I think that was kind of a loaded question. I think he kind of knew that already.
Shout out to Tim.
You should put that QR code up there. And I seriously challenge everybody to go to the website off the QR code right here and check out all the stuff that Deckhand Sports has at the website. It's not just kill bags. They have tuna spikes. They use for everything. You see us using them for tuna. We're using them for yellowtail. We're using them for
blood knives, de-hooker, gaffs,
everything.
Yeah, we got a bunch of tools. That are actually the only product we're sold out of right now, and it's the biggest unsung hero of the product line is our tackle bag. We got a large and a small, and it's unbelievable how big the small is. That I wouldn't even personally consider bringing the large. Yeah, it's right there, kind of in the that tackle bag comes with the plastic trays. The small ones are the 3600s, and the large is the 3700 plastic trays right there. And it's incredible how wide those side pockets get and how much gear. I mean, you can fit 6 spools of fluoro in those side pockets, and you got the your pliers on the outside, your dikes or whatever you need in a holder. We got a molded bottom. We got a top pouch on top that can hold your miscellaneous stuff. But that bag's gone absolutely wild, to the point with all the shows, all the stores brought it in for the stores to kick the season off with the shows, and we're completely sold out of both sizes right now. So
that's amazing.
It's a great product.
Another really cool thing that you have, which I've seen I've seen it for the first time in person at the PCS show, was that really cool bag you have for reels.
The reel bag, yeah. There's a good story on that. I wasn't too into doing it. I had a crappy reel bag, to be honest with you, and I just wasn't into it. And my buddy said, "You got to do it. You got to make it." And I said, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't even own enough reels to test it at the time." And but I made up for it real quick. And he goes, "Yeah, but yours sucks. This would be a great time to start testing it out." And I said, "I'll tell you what." And what he said was, he goes, "Your most expensive things you use to go fishing, you're not protecting." And I said, "Well, that's a fair point." And I'm a 3-day guy. I got young kids, and I'm not able to do 7 days. God, I'd love to go to Hurricane Bank or the Rocks and all that fun stuff. But I think I got another 10 years before my first 15. But my buddy is a true long ranger, and he's been doing 15-day trips forever. And he's like, "No, you got to do it. There's nothing good on the market. I think it's a really good time." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, let's get you and another guy he's fished with forever." And he goes, "I'll tell you what, I got the WFO bag. He's got the Mark Pro." I said, "All right, let's come together." We met in the garage, started hammering it out, and basically took everything they loved about each bag and then everything they hated. And then we put the Deckhand spin with our material and our water resistant. And as you see, the large bag can fit 16 reels or more because it can fit, if it was all 50s, you can fit 16 50s in there, but nobody carries 16 50s. They carry one or two, and then on some 30s, and then you got it's called 800s down to 300s, or your 20s to whatnot, depending on what company you're using of reels. And so we did it. We laid out all the organization for the tool pockets, and you got your wind-ons and the mesh and the lid right there, and all of those dividers are totally adjustable, so you can fit 2 or 3 depending on how, and if you use any rod covers for some, or reel covers for some padding, you can throw a couple of 300s right there on top of the 50, and all is well. And so we did that, and it was home run, hit it on the first one. Used a lot of the tooling we were already using in other bags, and like the dry bags, and then the older guys, I'll say, said, "Hey, I really love your bag, man. This is awesome. It's exactly what we needed. Except when I fill it up with all my reels, I can't lift it. Would you consider making a smaller one, and I'll buy 2?" I swear we sell the small reel bag 2 at a time all the time because of that. Because guys, like, it's just that one big bag. It's way too heavy.
Too heavy, yeah.
It's 100 pounds of reels. Yeah, so that reel bag's been a killer. Sport boat guys, landing guys, all those. They need it, they love it, and my buddy was absolutely right when he said it's a great time. There's nothing really good out there on the market right now. And he said all those WFO bags and Mark Pros, they're at end of life. They're all 20 years old or more, and so they're just disintegrating. They're falling apart just by sheer time and use and sitting around. So yeah, that's kind of the story of it. And that bag's been a home run, and never had a return. And they just keep buying them. It's a pretty awesome product. It's the one I really didn't want to do it. Didn't feel like I had the expertise to do it. And then glad I listened to my buddies, and they're long rangers, and they knew exactly what they wanted. And man, I think we nailed it. No one's come to me and said, "Hey, I love your bag, but have you considered to change this or that?" It's haven't had that yet, so we'll see though. But yeah,
that is cool. How about reel covers?
Yeah, Mike Lewis is asking that.
Yeah, I've looked at that. I'm pretty friendly with the manufacturer and reels, and I might, but it's kind of like their product to sell. I mean, I have an idea on one that could kind of make it easier, especially whether you're coming to the boat rigged or not rigged. Almost all the reel covers right now, you're not rigged if you have a cover on it. So yeah. And I hate going to my boat, I'm all rigged, I got them all in the rod straps, and I just see those very expensive reels just banging around in the truck or whatever, but I want to just throw them on the boat and let's go, and let's head out to the grounds. So I'm torn on that, and I think I have a fix for it. That I don't know that I've really seen it on any other, but kind of just being polite to the reel manufacturers. A couple of them have been very nice to me. So
what's really cool is Jason Cutter made a comment here, is you guys make a phenomenal backpack. And I see it a lot. A lot of guys surf fishing are carrying that backpack out surf fishing. And it's really freaking cool. Really cool.
Yeah. If he's talking about the Deck Boss, I mean, both backpacks are great. I think our one-day backpack is the best value backpack there is. It's $99. You can fit a ton of gear. It can play up or it can play down, and it's got a roll top. It's waterproof. Yeah, that one right there. But when you get into and you can kind of stick a rod in there and make it work if you want to walk the beach with that one. Absolutely. But when you get into the Deck Boss one, yeah, right there at the bottom left, that bag is killer. It's really expensive though. It's because of that Aqua Lock zipper. It's just an insanely cost to us as far as how much that zipper costs.
Can you put that up on the whole screen so we can see it closer?
But that one's designed to it's completely airtight, making it inherently absolutely waterproof. And on the side of it, there's 2 mesh pockets that can either fit a water bottle or rods, and those 2 gray straps on the side are to click around your rod and hold that rod in there as you're walking down the beach or walking down the dock, depending on what you got going on.
Or at the lake as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you can have 2. Ideally you're gonna fish one and have the backup, and that zipper right there. Yeah, it's completely airtight. There'd be 0 air intrusion. It holds air. And then inside the bag, there's an organizational pouch that velcros to the like what would be the back wall that goes against your back. And that organizational pouch can hold a small laptop, an iPad, your passports, pens, fishing license, whatever you need to, have some organization. And then I had some captains say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. I'd like you to do a waterproof bag. And I said, we'll talk to you about organization. They say, yeah, well, when we get on a boat, first thing we gotta do is pull out our computer and our docs and whatever. I'd like for that to be able to be removable so that I don't have to go fishing around inside a bag, just one big pocket. Like it's all organized. And so that was from a couple of captains that were doing what Dave's going to do, move a boat. They want to hop on, they want their clothes bag and their backpack. That's basically their mobile office. And so kind of played with the guys that do the surf fishing. And when they get knee deep into the waves and the water, they're not worried about anything on their back. And so, yeah, it's an awesome bag. I love it. But the original one, I wore forever. So I love them both.
You just have so many, like Justin said, you have so many awesome products, but you can't really, the show we've been talking about your stuff for an hour. We haven't even really scratched the surface. So like Justin said, he is challenging you all to go over there and check out Dave's website. We'll put the QR code up one more time, and we're going to wrap this show up because it's the weekend, gang, and a lot of us got a lot of stuff to do this weekend. We'll be back live with you tomorrow morning. We're going to have Mike Louse from the Pacific Dawn on the show with us. It's going to be a great show. Like Dave Farron was saying, there's signs of bluefin. Mike Louse got some cool charters coming up that you might want to hear about, learn about his boat. He's been a guest on our show a couple times. We went for a ride with him the other day on our live show at Day at the Docks after we stopped by and saw you, Dave Farron, which was pretty cool. It was a great show. We had like 30,000 people watching live, which was pretty incredible. And gang, if you enjoyed the show today and you think, man, I have some products, I would love to be part of Dave Hansen's website, Your Saltwater Guide, and be a part of this. Dave Farron, can you help me out a little bit? Has it been a good experience being part of Your Saltwater Guide?
The Your Saltwater Guide family and everyone involved has been a tremendous blessing for me as far as getting connected. Obviously, driving traffic to the website and just the overall exposure across all the channels. As Deckhand has grown, a big part of that growth was with you, Captain Dave, and the YS Your Saltwater Guide family. It's been awesome. Appreciate everything you've helped out.
Yeah, and you know what's amazing, ladies and gentlemen, is Dave started out as a client of the website, Your Saltwater Guide. We met together. I kind of gave him a quick tour of the website. He got involved with the website, and then the whole thing just happened, and it was totally organic, gang. And here we are now, 4 years down the line. We're both doing phenomenal, and you guys have an opportunity to be a part of our family too. If you're tired of not selling your products and you're tired of paying for Google ads that you don't have any idea who's looking at your Google ad, jump over here with us, gang. Dave Farron's right here. You can talk to him on his website. You can find out if it's true, but he's not still here because this sucks.
No, target demographics.
All right.
Everyone's a fisherman.
Justin, did you fill up your
Not
trip?
yet. I got one more spot available.
There you go, gang. One spot, $200. Either you're going to be standing on the beach watching it on your phone, or you're going to be the guy that we're all watching out there fishing with Justin. Which one do you want to be? Check it out. One more time, Justin, your phone number.
951-703-9442.
Both of you, thank you for your time on a Friday. I appreciate everything you guys do for me and my brand, and I appreciate everything. And Justin's got some brand new products coming out that we're going to be showcasing here on Monday on our live show Monday. So hang on. You want to see that on Monday? They're pretty cool. He's got a brand new toy, and he's having a ball playing with it. I think there'll be some Deckhand sports stuff coming out of that little machine. Thank you, everybody, for watching our show. Elliot, thanks for producing a great show today. Everybody be kind to each other.